Welcome, friend. I am so glad you are here right now. Not later, not when things are better, right now, in this exact moment, with everything that is weighing on your heart today. Wherever you are sitting, on your bed with the curtains still closed, on the floor of your bathroom, at your desk, staring at a screen full of unfinished work, I want you to know something. This quiet space was built exactly for this kind of day. The kind of day where nothing feels right. The kind of day where you keep asking yourself why everything is so hard. Take one slow breath with me, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. You just did something kind for yourself, and that matters more than you know. Today, I want to talk about something that most people carry silently, the pressure to be perfect. It follows us everywhere, doesn't it? It sits beside us at breakfast when we forget to reply to an important message. It stands behind us at work when we make a small mistake in front of everyone. It whispers in our ear at night when we replay the day and circle every moment where we felt we were simply not enough. And on some days, days exactly like today, that pressure becomes so heavy that even the smallest task feels impossible. You look at your to-do list and feel shame instead of motivation. You think about the people in your life and feel like you are letting them all down. You scroll through your phone and everyone else seems to be living so smoothly, so confidently, so perfectly. And somewhere inside that noise, a tired voice asks, "Why can I not just get it right?" I want you to pause right there. Put your phone face down for a moment. Relax your jaw, unclench your hands, because I am not going to tell you to try harder today. I am not going to give you a 5-step plan to become more productive by the weekend. Instead, I want to offer you something far more valuable. I want to offer you the truth. And the truth is this: you were never supposed to be perfect. Not today, not any day. Let us walk gently through 5 quiet reminders together. Take them slowly. There is no rush here. The first reminder: a cracked cup can still hold warmth. I want you to think about your favorite old mug, the one you always reach for first in the morning. Maybe it has a small chip along the edge. Maybe there is a thin crack running down one side from the time it slipped off the counter. It is not perfect. It never was. And yet, every single morning, it holds your tea or your coffee without complaining. The warmth moves through it and straight into your cold hands. It does not refuse to work because it is damaged. It simply does what it was made to do, quietly, faithfully, every single day. You are like that cup, friend. You are not broken because you made a mistake today. You are not less valuable because something did not go the way you planned. You are simply a person who has been used, who has been carried through mornings and late nights and difficult seasons. And you still show up. You still hold warmth for the people around you. Even on your worst days, you give more than you realize. Now think about the things in your life that you treasure most. Your favorite old book with the folded corners, the worn-out jacket that still feels like home, a handwritten note from someone who loves you with a spelling mistake and messy handwriting and all. None of these things are perfect, but they are the ones you would never throw away. Your imperfection is not a flaw to fix. It is part of what makes you real, and real things are always more beautiful than perfect ones. The second reminder: even the greatest musicians hit the wrong note. Picture a concert pianist. She has spent 20 years of her life practicing, thousands of hours, missed holidays, early mornings. She walks onto a stage in front of 1,000 people and sits down at a grand piano under a single warm light. And then, in the middle of the most delicate, beautiful passage, her finger lands on the wrong key. One wrong note in a sea of thousands. Does the music collapse? Does the audience stand up and leave? Does she stop and cry and refuse to continue? No, she keeps playing. Her hands move forward. The melody continues. And the people sitting in that dark hall, most of them never even heard the mistake, because they weren't listening for errors. They were listening for feeling. This is exactly how the people who love you listen to your life. They are not sitting nearby with a notebook, recording every time you said the wrong thing, or lost your patience, or forgot something important. They are watching the whole concert. They feel the effort in your hands. They hear the love underneath the notes you do play correctly every single ordinary day. One difficult day does not erase your kindness from last Tuesday. One harsh word does not cancel out 100 gentle ones. One mistake at work does not define the 100 quiet things you do well without anyone even noticing. Your bad day is one wrong note in a very long and very beautiful song. Keep playing, friend. The music is still going. The third reminder: the seed does not apologize for being underground. In spring, when the flowers begin to appear along the sides of the road, we admire them. We take photographs. We call them beautiful. But nobody talks about what happened before that moment. Months earlier, that same flower was a tiny seed buried deep in cold, dark soil. No sunlight, no color, no sign of life from the outside. If you had looked at that patch of earth in December, you would have seen nothing at all, just brown, frozen ground. But something was happening that no one could see. Quietly, in the dark, the seed was preparing. It was building its roots slowly downward before it could ever grow upward. It was gathering strength before the world would ever get to see its color. On the days when you feel like nothing is happening in your life, when you feel stuck, invisible, and far behind, I want you to remember that seed. You are not failing just because your growth is currently underground. The work you are doing in the quiet, healing old wounds, processing difficult feelings, resting a mind that has been running for too long, none of it is wasted. It is root work. It is the invisible foundation of something that will one day surprise even you. You are not behind. You are beneath the surface, building something real. And just like the seed, you do not need to apologize for the season you are in. The fourth reminder: you are allowed to be a student of your own mistakes, not a prisoner of them. Here is something that nobody teaches us clearly enough when we are young. Making a mistake does not make you a mistake. These are two completely different things, and most of us spend years confusing them. Think of a small child learning to ride a bicycle for the very first time. Her father holds the back of the seat lightly as she pedals. She wobbles, she tips to the left, she tips to the right, and then she falls. Knees on the pavement, tears on her cheeks. Does her father look down at her and say, "I suppose you are just not a cyclist"? No, he kneels beside her. He checks her knees. He says, "Good try. That was brave. Let's look at what happened and try again." That's the voice I want you to use with yourself today. When your mind replays the moment that went wrong, and I know it will because that is what minds do, try to listen as a kind teacher, not a harsh judge. Ask yourself gently, what can I learn from this? Not, what does this say about who I am as a person? Your mistakes are information. They are the feedback that every great learner needs to actually grow. Every single person you admire, the ones who seem so calm, so capable, so together, they have a long, private history of mistakes that they learned from quietly. The only difference between them and where you are right now is that they decided to become students instead of prisoners. You have that same choice today. Step out of the prison, walk into the classroom. The fifth reminder: this feeling is a visitor. It does not live here. Right now, the way you feel seems permanent. The embarrassment feels like it will follow you forever. The sadness seems like it has always been here and always will be. But feelings are not furniture, friend. They do not move in and stay. Feelings are more like weather, and just like weather, no single condition lasts forever. The coldest winter always eventually releases its grip. The darkest storm always uses up its rain. Think about a time in your past, maybe 1 year ago, maybe 3, when you felt something that seemed completely unbearable, a heartbreak, a failure, a moment of shame so sharp you thought you would carry it forever. Can you remember how certain you were that it would never get better? And yet, here you are, still breathing, still trying, still reaching for warmth wherever you can find it. You moved through that. You did not have a perfect plan, but your feet stayed on the ground, and one morning followed another, until the sharp edge of that pain slowly became soft and distant. That is not luck, friend. That is you. That is the quiet, stubborn, remarkable strength that lives inside an ordinary person who simply refuses to stop. What you are feeling today is real. I am not asking you to pretend otherwise, but it is visiting. It is not staying. And while it's here, you are allowed to sit with it without fighting it. Offer it a chair, give it a moment, and know that when it is ready, it will quietly pick up its things and walk out the door, the way all visitors eventually do. We have traveled a long way together since we first began. Take a breath, feel your shoulders. Are they a little lower than before? Is there just a little more space inside your chest? Before you step back into your day, I want to leave you with one small practice. Tonight, when the light is low and the day is finally behind you, take a piece of paper or open a blank note on your phone and write down 3 things. Not 3 things you accomplished, not 3 things you're proud of. Just 3 things that happened today that were not completely terrible. Maybe someone smiled at you. Maybe you ate something warm. Maybe you made it to the end of this without giving up. These are not small things. On heavy days, these are everything. And if you feel comfortable, finish this sentence in the comments below. Today was not perfect, but I noticed. When you share that, you are not just helping yourself, you're leaving a small light on for the next person who finds this space on their difficult day. Now, before you truly go, I want you to try something, just for 60 seconds. Place both of your hands flat on your lap. Feel the weight of them resting there, warm, steady, still. Now look down at your hands for a moment. Really look at them. These hands made your bed this morning, or maybe they didn't, and that's okay too. These hands have held people you love. They have written words, made food, wiped tears, your own and maybe someone else's. These hands have carried so much without ever being asked. They are not perfect hands. They have scars and dry skin and maybe chipped nails, but they are your hands, and they are still here, still warm, still yours. If your hands could speak to you right now, I think they would say, "We are tired too, but we are not done. We will keep showing up for you. Just please be a little kinder to us. Be a little kinder to the person we belong to. You deserve that kindness, friend. Not someday, not when you finally have everything figured out. Right now, today, exactly as you are." Friend, the world will never stop asking you to be more. That voice is not going away, but you get to decide on days like today whether you listen to that voice or whether you choose this quieter, kinder one instead. You are not behind, you are not broken, you are not failing. You are a person having a hard day inside a hard world, doing the quiet, invisible, underappreciated work of simply continuing. And continuing when everything in you wants to stop is one of the most courageous things a human being can do. The sun does not shine less brightly because a cloud passed in front of it today, and you are not less worthy of love because today was not your best. Tomorrow, the clouds will shift. The light will find you again. It always does. Until then, rest here a little longer if you need to. This space is not going anywhere, and neither am I. Go gently now. Drink some water. Rest your eyes. Goodbye for now, friends.